Close your eyes for a moment and feel it. Feel the weight of the wealth that is already yours. Not in some distant future, not as a wishful dream, but here, now. Your time has come. The millions you seek are not outside of you, they are within, waiting for recognition. There is a law in this world that few understand, a law that overrides effort, struggle, and chance. It is the law of assumption, the truth that what you claim internally must reflect externally. You do not beg for millions, you do not chase them, you become the one who has them. You walk, breathe, and think as if you already hold the keys to great abundance. Do you understand the power of your imagination? Every mansion, every empire, every fortune first existed in the unseen before it became the seen. The secret is this: you must dwell in the feeling of wealth before wealth finds you, not as a fleeting daydream, but as an undeniable reality within you. Most fail because they believe in time. They say, "One day I will be rich," and in doing so, they push their wealth away. There is no one day. There is only now. The moment you step into the identity of a wealthy person, the world will rearrange itself to match that belief. But here is the truth many ignore. Wealth flows to a mind at ease. Struggle, fear, and desperation create barriers, while calm assurance opens the floodgates. Those who trust in their abundance receive it effortlessly. Those who doubt delay it indefinitely. You do not need to figure out the how. The path will unfold naturally. Your only job is to know it is done. Money is not earned through stress, it is magnetized through certainty. When you stop looking at your empty hands and instead see them filled, when you stop saying, "I need," and start saying, "I have," that is when everything changes. Here is the final key: gratitude. Not gratitude for what is coming, but gratitude for what already exists. Give thanks for your millions today, not as a trick to force them into reality, but as evidence that you already believe they are yours. Gratitude is the mark of faith, and faith manifests all things. So I tell you now, your time has come. Not next year, not next month, but now. You will have millions because you already do. Feel it, believe it, live it, and watch as the world bends to confirm your conviction. For a moment, and picture yourself surrounded by everything you have ever wanted. The wealth, the freedom, the security. It is all here. Not in some distant future, not as a dream yet to be realized, but now, in this very moment. How does it feel? If you can truly feel it, if you can let yourself step into this reality with absolute certainty, then you have unlocked the greatest secret of all. The feeling of wealth must come before wealth itself. Most people live in a state of waiting. They look at their bank accounts, their circumstances, and they allow these external conditions to dictate how they feel. If there is little money, they feel lack. If bills pile up, they feel fear. If success seems far away, they feel frustration. And in doing so, they unknowingly trap themselves in the very conditions they wish to escape. They do not realize that the outer world is simply a mirror reflecting their inner state. Nothing appears in your life unless it first exists within you. The riches you desire, the life of financial ease and abundance, do not come because you desperately need them. They come because you have aligned yourself with a feeling of already possessing them. Your imagination is not a tool for escape, it is the blueprint of creation. When you allow yourself to fully assume the state of being wealthy, the world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. This is not about pretending or playing make-believe. It is about shifting your identity at the deepest level. A wealthy person does not wake up worrying about money. They do not question whether they can afford something. They move through life with an inner knowing that all their needs are met. that opportunities flow effortlessly, that money is simply an extension of their being. This is the state you must assume. Not in the future, not once you see proof, but now, before any physical evidence appears. Many people resist this idea because they have been conditioned to believe in effort above all else. They think wealth is something that must be chased, struggled for, and earned through long hours of work and sacrifice. But if that were true, then every hard-working person would be rich, and every wealthy person would be the hardest worker. Yet we know this is not the case. Some toil for a lifetime and barely scrape by, while others seem to attract riches with ease. But the difference is not in action, but in assumption. The world does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. If you feel lack, you will see lack. If you feel struggle, you will experience struggle. But if you feel wealth, if you walk through life with the absolute certainty that you are already prosperous, then the conditions around you will shift to match that reality. Money will flow in unexpected ways, opportunities will arise effortlessly, and circumstances will conspire in your favor. This is not wishful thinking, this is the law of life. Every great success story begins with someone who believed in their wealth long before it was visible to the world. They did not wait for proof. They became the proof. They lived in the end result, embodying the feeling of wealth, and the universe responded accordingly. So how do you begin? You start by rejecting the notion that money is separate from you. You stop seeing it as something distant, something outside of yourself, something you must earn through struggle. Instead, you claim it as yours. You feel the joy, the security, the freedom that comes with wealth, even if there is not yet a single physical sign of it. You step into the reality where you already have what you desire, and you let that feeling dominate your thoughts, your actions, and your very being. Doubt will try to creep in. The old habits of worry and fear may attempt to pull you back, but you must remain steadfast. Every time you feel the urge to look at your current circumstances and react with disappointment, remind yourself, circumstances are only a reflection of past thoughts. They are not permanent. They have no power over you unless you allow them to. What matters is not what is, but what you accept as true. The moment you fully embrace this shift, you will notice changes. Perhaps at first they will be subtle. A random check in the mail, a small opportunity you did not expect, a sudden burst of inspiration that leads to financial success. But as you continue to dwell in the state of wealth, these small signs will grow. The world will begin to shape itself around your new assumption, and before long, you will see undeniable proof that the wealth you once imagined is now your living reality. Your only task is to persist, to remain in the state of wealth, no matter what the outside world appears to be. To know beyond all doubt that the millions you desire are already yours. And when you do, they will come. Not as a surprise, but as the natural unfolding of the truth you have chosen to live. Look around you. Everything you see, touch, and experience seems to move in a sequence, a linear flow from past to present to future. But this is only an illusion, a construct designed to make sense of a deeper reality. In truth, time is not something you travel through. It is something you create. Every possible reality already exists, and the version of you who has exactly what you desire is not waiting in the distant future. They exist now. The only difference between where you stand and where they stand is your alignment with that reality. We have been conditioned to believe that time is a barrier, that we must wait for things to happen, that we must move through stages, struggle, and earn our way to what we want. But the moment you accept this belief, you place what you desire just out of reach. You tell yourself, one day I will have it, and in doing so, you push it further away. The key to collapsing time, to bringing what you want into your immediate experience, is to understand that everything already exists and to step into the state of already having it. This is not mere philosophy. This is the mechanics of reality. What you desire is not something outside of you, something you must chase. It is a frequency, an energy, a state of being, and that state exists now. The moment you align yourself with the feeling of already having it, time bends to bring it into form. This is why those who truly expect their desires to materialize see them unfold quickly, while those who constantly doubt remain in a cycle of waiting. Think of time like a river. Most people believe they are floating down it, powerless to control the speed at which things arrive. But in truth, the river is a reflection of your inner state. When you say it is coming, you place yourself in a perpetual state of waiting. When you say it is here, you command reality to conform to that truth. You are not at the mercy of time. Time is at the mercy of you. The greatest mistake people make is looking at their external circumstances as proof of what is real. They check their bank accounts, their surroundings, their conditions, and if they do not see evidence of what they want, they assume it is far away. But reality does not work that way. The outside world is simply a mirror reflecting back what you believe internally. If you continue to affirm that what you desire is in the future, it will remain there indefinitely. You must shift. You must walk as though you already have what you want, not with arrogance, but with certainty. When you align with the reality where your desires are already fulfilled, everything reorganizes to match that assumption. You will find yourself in the right places at the right time. Opportunities will present themselves effortlessly. People, circumstances, and even seeming coincidences will rearrange in ways you could never have predicted. This is why some people seem to manifest with ease while others struggle for years. The ones who succeed do not wait, they assume. They know that what they seek is already theirs, and because they do not doubt, time folds to deliver it. So how do you step into this reality? By ceasing to place your desires in the future. By no longer saying, I will have it, but instead, I have it now. By immersing yourself in the feeling of already possessing it, of already living the life you desire. The more you dwell in that feeling, the faster your external world must shift to match it. Your job is not to force or chase. Your job is to align. To know that the version of you who has what you desire is not waiting for some perfect moment. It already exists. And the moment you claim that reality as yours, time ceases to be an obstacle. It becomes a servant, bending and folding to deliver exactly what you have chosen to believe. There is a great misunderstanding in the world about wealth, success, and how they are attained. From the time you were young, you were told that hard work is the key, that struggle is noble, that if you push long enough and fight hard enough, you will eventually get what you want. But look around. Do you see the wealthiest people in the world straining, worrying, or exhausting themselves in pursuit of riches? Or do you see them moving with a sense of ease, confidence, and certainty? The truth is, wealth does not come through struggle, it comes through alignment. The more you fight, the more you push, the more you affirm that wealth is something distant, something outside of you, something that must be earned through toil. And in doing so, you block the very thing you seek. When you want something desperately, when you are filled with doubt and worry about whether you will receive it, what are you really telling yourself? You are affirming lack. You are saying, I do not have it yet. And because the outer world is simply a mirror of your inner state, it continues to reflect that back to you. But the moment you relax, the moment you stop trying so hard, you shift into a state of knowing. You step into the energy of course it is mine. Of course it will come. And from that place, wealth flows to you naturally, effortlessly, without resistance. Think of a river. When water flows, it does not force its way through the landscape. It moves smoothly, easily, finding the path of least resistance. Now, imagine throwing large rocks into the river, trying to control where the water goes, trying to force it to move in a particular direction, what happens? The water becomes turbulent. It loses its natural flow. This is exactly what happens when you fill your mind with struggle, with anxiety, with the belief that you must fight to receive wealth. You disrupt the natural flow. Consider another image. A calm lake. Its surface is still, reflective, undisturbed. In this state, it mirrors everything perfectly. This is the mind that attracts wealth effortlessly. A mind that is still, certain, and undisturbed by doubt reflects abundance back to itself. But if you throw a stone of fear into that lake, ripples form, distorting the reflection. This is what happens when you allow anxiety to take hold. Your energy becomes chaotic, and wealth, which seeks order and harmony, hesitates to flow to you. So how do you cultivate this relaxed state of mind? You begin by recognizing that wealth is not something outside of you, something you must fight for. It is already yours. It is not a matter of earning it. It is a matter of allowing it. The moment you stop chasing, the moment you release the belief that you must struggle, you step into a place of receiving. Doubt and worry are the great barriers between you and the life you desire. They create resistance. But certainty, ease, and calm expectation remove all obstacles. When you expect wealth with the same certainty that you expect the sun to rise each morning, you allow it to come to you in ways you could never predict. This is why some people seem to attract money effortlessly, while others work themselves to exhaustion with little to show for it. The ones who receive easily are not luckier, nor are they more deserving. They have simply aligned themselves with the feeling of already having it. They have dropped the struggle. They do not waste energy worrying about how or when wealth will come. They know it is inevitable. Your job is not to figure out every detail of how money will reach you. Your job is to assume the state of already having it, to move through life with an inner sense of security, an unshakable confidence that wealth is yours. When you do this, you will notice that opportunities arise effortlessly, that ideas flow to you naturally, that money finds its way to you in unexpected ways. The struggle was never necessary. The only thing you ever needed was to align yourself with the truth. Wealth flows to a relaxed mind, and the moment you embody that truth, it becomes your reality. Look at the world around you. Every towering skyscraper, every successful business, every vast fortune, all of it first existed as a thought in someone's mind. Nothing comes into existence without first being imagined. The house you live in, the car you drive, even the smallest inventions that shape your daily life, all began as invisible ideas before they became physical realities. This is the secret that governs all creation. Imagination precedes manifestation, and once you truly grasp this, you will understand that your financial destiny is not determined by external conditions, but by the images you hold in your mind. Most people believe wealth is something they must chase, something that exists outside of them, something dictated by luck, effort, or circumstance. But this is not true. Wealth is not created by action alone, it is created by thought first. The richest people in the world did not become wealthy by accident. They saw it in their minds before they ever held it in their hands. They lived in the feeling of abundance long before the money arrived. And they understood that the outer world is simply a reflection of the inner world. And by changing their inner reality, they could shape the world around them. Your imagination is the most powerful tool you possess. It is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, between thought and reality. If you can imagine yourself living in wealth, feeling the ease and security of financial freedom, and truly immerse yourself in that state, the world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match that vision. This is not wishful thinking. It is the fundamental law of creation. Everything flows from consciousness. The mistake most people make is allowing their imagination to be dominated by fear, doubt, and limitation. They look at their bank account and see lack, And instead of using their imagination to envision abundance, they reinforce their current reality by focusing on what is missing. But understand this: what you focus on expands. If you continuously imagine struggle, struggle is what you will experience. If you dwell on scarcity, scarcity will persist. But the moment you shift your inner vision to one of prosperity, the moment you hold wealth in your mind with certainty, everything begins to change. Consider the great fortunes of history. Before a single dollar was made, before a single building was built, these men and women saw their success in their minds. They acted as if it was already theirs, and because they lived in that state of certainty, the world conformed to their vision. This is why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly, while others spend their lives struggling. It is not because of external advantages, but because of internal alignment. You must take control of your imagination. Guard it fiercely. Do not allow thoughts of lack and limitation to take root in your mind. Instead, fill your vision with images of success, ease, and prosperity. See yourself living the life you desire, not as a distant dream, but as a present reality. Feel the emotions of financial freedom as if it were already yours. When you do this consistently, something remarkable happens. Your actions, your decisions, and even the circumstances of your life begin to shift in ways you cannot logically explain. Wealth is not created from effort alone. Many work tirelessly their entire lives and remain in lack because their inner world is filled with fear and doubt. But those who master their imagination, who use it to build a mental picture of abundance, will always rise above circumstances. They do not wait for wealth, they assume it. They do not hope for prosperity, they live in it mentally until it becomes inevitable. Your imagination is the blueprint of your future. What you habitually think about, what you deeply believe, is what will unfold in your life. If you desire millions, you must first see yourself as someone who has millions. You must feel the ease of wealth, the security of abundance, the freedom that comes with it, long before it arrives. And when you do, the world will reflect that vision back to you with perfect accuracy. Most people block their own manifestations by obsessing over the how. They ask, how will the money come? Where will it come from? What steps do I need to take? But in doing so, they unknowingly introduce doubt and resistance into the process. The mind, limited by logic and past experiences, tries to figure out every detail, believing that without a clear plan, success is impossible. But this is not how creation works. The moment you concern yourself with how, you are telling yourself that you do not truly believe in the what. The great secret to receiving wealth or anything you desire is to focus only on the end result, the what. The millions you seek already exist. The life of abundance is already yours. But your job is not to figure out how it will happen. That is the role of the unseen intelligence that governs all things. When you plant a seed, you do not dig into the soil every day to check how it is growing. You trust that the process is unfolding in perfect order. The same applies to wealth. There is an intelligence far greater than your conscious mind, a divine force that moves through all things. It knows exactly how to bring your desire to you in the most effortless way possible. Your only task is to align with the feeling of already having it. When you obsess over the mechanics of manifestation, you block the flow. You try to control something that is not meant to be controlled. The greater the effort, the greater the resistance. Think of water. It flows effortlessly, finding the easiest path. But if you attempt to force it into a rigid structure, it loses its natural movement. This is what happens when you try to control how your wealth will arrive. Instead of allowing it to come through the path of least resistance, you create unnecessary obstacles. But when you trust, when you surrender the how and focus only on the certainty of the what, things begin to move in ways you could never have predicted. Consider those who have achieved great wealth. Did they always know the exact steps? Or did they hold a vision so clear, so unshakable, that life itself conspired to make it a reality? The ones who rise to success are not those who chase money, worry about every detail, and live in anxiety. They are the ones who see the end so clearly that the path reveals itself naturally. You do not need to know how your millions will come. The opportunities, the ideas, the right circumstances will unfold effortlessly when you remove your doubts and simply trust. The universe is abundant, overflowing with ways to deliver wealth to you, but it cannot do so if you are blocking it with resistance. Think about a locked door. If you stand in front of it, pushing against it, convinced it will not open, you create your own struggle. But if you step back, if you stop fighting, you will see that another door has been open all along. This is how wealth works. It is not about force. It is about alignment. And it is the alignment with trust that it is already done. See yourself as wealthy. Feel the ease, the confidence, the security of financial abundance. Do not concern yourself with the details of how it will come. That is not your burden to carry. The more you trust, the faster it unfolds. The moment you release doubt, the process accelerates. Everything is happening exactly as it should. Wealth is already seeking you, moving toward you, waiting for you to stop resisting it. Let go of the how, embrace the what. And watch as the unseen forces of creation move mountains to bring it to you. Gratitude is the most powerful state of being because it is the evidence of belief. When you are truly grateful, you are not longing, hoping, or waiting. You are confirming that what you desire is already yours. This is the secret most people overlook. They see gratitude as something to express after they have received. But true gratitude precedes the manifestation. It is not a reaction, it is a cause. When you wake up each morning and give thanks for the wealth that is already yours, even before you see it in your bank account, you align yourself with abundance. You step into the reality where you already possess it. Gratitude is not a trick to make something happen. It is the acknowledgement that it has already happened. And when you hold this state of gratitude consistently, reality must conform to match it. Most people live in a state of waiting. They wait for wealth before they feel abundant. They wait for success before they feel accomplished. But this is backward thinking. The mind shapes the world, not the other way around. If you wait for external proof, you will always be at the mercy of circumstances. But if you establish gratitude as your natural state, you lock yourself into the vibration of having, and what you are internally must be reflected externally. Gratitude shifts your entire focus. Instead of dwelling on what is missing, you see what is already present. Instead of focusing on lack, you see abundance in everything. And as your awareness changes, so does your experience. What you appreciate expands. When you are grateful for money, no matter how small, it multiplies. When you are grateful for opportunities, more appear. This is not coincidence, it is law. Think about it this way. When someone appreciates what you give them, you are naturally inclined to give more. The universe operates the same way. When you appreciate the wealth that already exists in your life, even in the smallest form, you signal that you are ready to receive more. You confirm that you are aligned with abundance. But when you focus on what you lack, you reinforce a state of not having, and that is what persists. Gratitude also dissolves fear and doubt. You cannot be truly grateful and worried at the same time. When you express thanks for your financial abundance, even before it arrives, you eliminate the space for anxiety. Worry comes from uncertainty, but gratitude affirms certainty. It says, I know it is done, I know it is mine. And when you carry this certainty, there is no room for doubt to delay your manifestation. Many people struggle with gratitude because they see their current situation as proof of lack. They say, how can I be grateful for wealth when I don't have it? But this is the very mindset that keeps them stuck. You must be grateful as if it were already here. You must walk, talk, and think as if you are already living in the abundance you seek. This is not deception, it is alignment. When you feel as though you already have something, reality has no choice but to reflect that state back to you. Consider the wealthiest people in the world. They are not in a state of desperate wanting. They do not wake up feeling lack. They wake up knowing they have more than enough. And because they carry this internal certainty, wealth continues to flow to them effortlessly. The difference is not in their effort, but in their expectation. They expect wealth, and so it comes. You must do the same. Gratitude is the key that locks you into the frequency of abundance. It is the proof that you believe, and belief is the force that turns the unseen into the seen. If you want millions, you must be grateful for millions before they arrive. You must feel the joy, the relief, the security of having them now. The moment you do this consistently, your outer world will shift to match. Do not wait to be grateful. Be grateful now, not as a trick, not as a technique, but as an undeniable confirmation that you already have what you seek. And when you do, wealth will flow to you in ways you never imagined. Everything you desire is already yours. The wealth, the success, the freedom. It exists now, waiting for you to align with it. You do not need to struggle, chase, or force it into being. Your only task is to embody the state of already having it. Feel wealthy before wealth appears. Trust in the unseen forces that move all things, and surrender the how to the intelligence greater than your own. Time is an illusion, and your millions exist now in a higher dimension. The moment you stop waiting and start believing, reality shifts to reflect your inner certainty. Struggle is unnecessary because wealth flows to a relaxed mind, one that knows and does not doubt. Your imagination is the blueprint of your future, and what you hold consistently in your mind must manifest. Detach from the mechanics of manifestation and trust in the outcome. Do not limit the infinite intelligence that governs all things by insisting on a specific path. When you focus on the what and release the how, opportunities unfold in ways beyond your understanding. And most importantly, lock yourself into the vibration of abundance through gratitude. Be grateful not as a means to an end, but as proof that you already have what you desire. Your time has come. You will have millions, not because you are chasing them, but because you are aligned with them. Walk in certainty, move in confidence, and let the world mold itself to match your inner vision. It is already done. Thank you.